Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well and having a really great day so far. If you're new here, welcome. Hi, I'm Emma and I love to read. I like to make bookish content, so I do TBR videos, reading vlogs, book recommendations, book hauls, that type of content. If that is your bag, then I would love for you to subscribe and join our little community here. But today's video is all about choosing my TBR for August. It's one of my very favourite videos to film, and since I filmed last time I have done a big restock on my TBR cart. So this bad boy is completely filled now, front and back. There's 71 books on here, and I think I have tried to use every little bit of space possible, but all of these books I'm so excited to read. I don't think there's one on here that I would be sorry to get if I drew it out this month. So I'm really excited to see which titles we pull out for the month of August. If you've not watched these videos before, all of these books are wrapped up and they each have a number, and I have numbered bits of paper in here, so I'm going to pull out probably 10 titles today, and whichever numbers we find, I will unwrap the corresponding book, and that will be my TBR for this month. Before we get into August, let's have a quick recap on July. So I didn't do too bad. I read 7 out of the 10 books, which I'm pretty happy about. I did do a lot of mood reading as well during July, and I will be also uploading a July reading wrap-up video next week, which I'm also excited for you guys to see because I read some really great books in July. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink, get yourself comfortable, and let's get into choosing some books for August. Want to really get in there, and hopefully I will choose a good one. So the first book is number 39. And that is the last one on this side. So I couldn't remember if I showed you the number or not. It doesn't seem to be too thick, this book, so we're starting off strong. Okay, so the first book is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams is a brand new author for me. I know that she's very well liked on booktube and BookTok, so I am really excited to read one of her books, and this is the first book, I think, in a 3-book series. I do have the other 2 books on my shelf behind me, so I'm excited to pick this one up, and I think that this is going to be a perfect book for summer, so I'm really pleased that I got this in August, because I think as we get into the colder months, I definitely gravitate to more fantasy reads, more so than like traditional romance. But yeah, really excited to read this. I could probably get this done in a day if I read it at the weekend, but let's have a quick look to see what this is about. Amelia Rose is burnt out from years of maintaining her public image as pop princess Ray Rose. Inspired by her favourite Audrey Hepburn film, Roman Holiday, she drives off in the middle of the night for a break in Rome, Kentucky that is. Running the pie shop, his grandmother left him. Noah Walker is busy enough as it is, but after finding Amelia on his front lawn in her broken down car, he decides to let her stay in his guest room, on a very temporary basis, of course. As the two of them grow closer, Noah starts to see a new side to Amelia, kind-hearted and goofy, yet lonely from years in the public eye. There is a bit more blurb on the back, but I don't want to read too much. What I can gather from that is it looks like it's going to be forced proximity, so it's going to be like a normal guy, probably kind-hearted, really nice guy, meets a pop star, which sounds, a cute story, one that I can just, binge in a day and just really enjoy the romance. It doesn't sound like it's going to be too heavy either, which I appreciate that from time to time. And next we have 38. I obviously didn't shuffle well enough. I thought that I'd really move things around in the jar, but yeah, we've got the one next to 39. see what this one is. Show you the number. Some of these I think I've wrapped up a little bit too well. Okay, so we've got the Baby Dragon Cafe. This one I bought from the works, I think quite a few months ago now. It was a bit of an impulse purchase, but I think it's going to be a really cute story. It's definitely on the fantasy side of things, and I don't really want to find out too much about it. I'm also glad that this is another fairly short read as well, so it just gives me the option to, you know, mood read a few more if the ones that I picked today don't take me too long to get through. And I think this is going to be the first book in a trilogy. I don't think book 2 is out yet, but again, really excited about this one. It's very different to what I would normally pick up, but it's good to try new things from time to time, so I'm glad to have this on the TBR this month. Right, hopefully we're not going to get 40 or 37. Okay, let's see what we've got. 31, so not too far away. Okay, so let's, oh, I think I forgot to show you the number, didn't I? 31. Oh, okay, so this is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is another one that I picked up from the works, but I think it was in a fairly recent haul. There's some great prices in that bookstall. I think this one was only about £5 or £6, and I did pick up the sequel as well. This is a duology, so I think this is YA fantasy, I believe. Again, Rebecca Ross is a new author to me. I've not read any of her books before, but I know this book is much loved by a lot of people. So yeah, excited for this one. And I don't know anything about this one either, so let's have a quick look at the back. It says, "A love that conquers all. 18-year-old Iris dreams that one day her writing will make a difference, but at home she's barely holding it together. Her brother is missing on the front line, so each night Iris writes letters to him and slips them beneath her wardrobe door, where they vanish, or so she thinks. Rivals drawn together by ink and magic. The letters have made their way into the hands of Roman Kit, her old and handsome rival at the paper. Where he anonymously writes back, they forge a magical connection that will seal their fate forever. No god, no creature, no war can come between them." So that sounds like a really cute story. And again, very different to what I've read before, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay. And we have book number 7, which is this one right here, another thin one. So yeah, I think we're doing quite well so far. Not too many chunky ones so far. Oh, The Coven. So this is The Coven by Harper L. Woods, and again, I've not read anything by this author before. Another very slim book, and I have ordered the sequel to this, which is it called The Cursed? It might be. I bought this fairly recently, and the sprayed edges, you know, I'm a sucker for a sprayed edge. I love a special edition book, so that definitely attracted me to this, as well as the gorgeous artwork on the cover. Don't know too much about this one, but I'm guessing by the title that it's witchy. I haven't read too many fantasies which have witches involved. It tends to be more fae, although I am trying to broaden my horizons and read more witches, werewolves, vampires, explore other mythical creatures, and I've been really enjoying doing that, so hopefully I'll enjoy this one just as much. And as I said, I've got the sequel coming. I think it's arriving in the middle of August, so this is actually a really good time to pull this one out of the TBR jar. Okay, and we've got number 18. They're all on the front so far, none that are on the back. Okay, so this one is a bit more chunky. for sure. So if it's more on the chunky side, I'm guessing that it could be a fantasy. Oh, now, I caught this Cruel and Lovely by Stacia Stark. I have been wanting to read this for a really long time. So I've just been craving reading like completed fantasy series, because although I'd love to have a new fantasy book, when it ends on a cliffhanger, I am just dying inside wanting to get to you know, the next release, and that drives me mad. I'm in that sort of phase with a few series that I'm in right now. I did read The Trial of the Sun Queen last month and I really enjoyed it, so it was really nice just to be able to pick up a book, binge through a whole series from start to finish, and I think hopefully that's what I'm going to do with this one, because I do have the other 4 books. This is a completed series. When I hauled this recently, I remember thinking how good the blurb sounded on the back, so I am going to just refresh my memory. It says, just hours after humans are born, the gods take what little power we have. In return, they protect our borders from the vicious, merciless Fae. The humans who manage to keep their power are known as the corrupt, and they're put to death. When my forbidden power is discovered, I'm forced to flee my tiny village and the life that I adore. To survive, I make a desperate bargain with a mercenary, a dark and brooding man whose face I've been seeing in my dreams. It's agreed that I'll help him into the city, and he'll help me to learn to wield the strange dark power I've always kept hidden. The power that might just be the key to my survival. But the ruthless mercenary is hiding secrets of his own, secrets that threaten the safety of everyone I love, secrets that could tear this kingdom and perhaps even this world apart. So this sounds right up my street. I like the fact that there is like a darker character. So this main male character does sound like he's a bit morally grey if he's ruthless as described, or you know, sometimes people have hidden identities in fantasy novels as well, and I enjoy all of those tropes. Enemies to lovers tropes I absolutely adore, so I think I'm going to really like this one. I have very high hopes. And we have number 35. Which is this one right here. Okay, so we have Twisted Games by Anna Huang, and I've read this one before. It's been a couple of years ago now, but I did want to reread the Twisted series. I read the first one, Twisted Love, a couple of months ago, and I really enjoyed it. But I remember from the first time round that Twisted Games was my very favourite. So it's a dark romance, but I would say it's not super dark. It's probably dip your toe into the dark romance genre dark. I really enjoyed this. The female character is a princess of like a small European country. She's living in the US as a student, and she has to have a new bodyguard, and this is going to be a romance between her and a bodyguard. So a forbidden romance. I really enjoyed this trope, and I love the chemistry between Bridget and Reese. I remember this being such a good book. I think I just flew through it the first time I read it, so I'm happy to read this one again. And yeah, I would recommend the Twisted series, especially if you just want to dip your toe into the dark romance genre, and step away from, you know, your more fluffy romances if you like. This series is a really good pick. Number 4. I think I've wrapped this one up a little bit too tight. Okay, so this is The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, and I did pull this out. I don't know whether it was last month or the month before. I think it was my July TBR and I didn't get round to it, but it is a fantasy trilogy that I very much want to read. I think Robin Hobb does more high fantasy, more so than romantasy. That's my understanding. And I think now I've dipped my toe into the fantasy genre a little bit more in recent months. I'm ready to try a high fantasy. I've always been a little bit intimidated by them, if I'm honest, but this one is fairly short as far as fantasy books go. So this one has, let's have a quick look, just under 400 pages, but I know that book 2 and book 3 are much longer than this one, but I would like to read the whole of the trilogy for sure, and I don't want to leave a massive gap in between reading this one and the other 2 books, so if I can get through all 3 this month, that would be amazing. So another 3 books to go. And book number 20. Where is that? Okay, so it's not a skinny book, but it's also not as chunky as some of my fantasy books. I have no idea what any of these are. Okay, so we have Seven Summers by Paige Toon, and I'm fairly new to this author. I read a book of hers last month called What If I Never Get Over You, and I really enjoyed that book. Having a quick look at the back, this one is set in Cornwall, which is super cute because my auntie and uncle live there, and she meets a boy in a bar. They have like a night of passion, and then for whatever reason he returns home to LA, so there's distance between them, and I think they make a pact to sort of visit each other every summer and see if they're both single, you know, they might pick up where they've left off. But in the meantime, she meets another boy who is local, and I guess she's sort of torn between the guy that lives in LA and also the guy that is local, that she could have more of a conventional relationship with. So yeah, it sounds like a cute read. It's good to have like a one and done romance, and I think because it's August, this is going to be a really good time of year to read this, because this is for sure giving me summer vibes. I'm trying to mix them up a little bit, and hopefully we can get one from the back of the cart maybe. Let's see what we've got. No, number 3. Show you the number. Oh no, this is going to be a perfect romance read to pick up in August. So this is Wild Love by Elsie Silver, and I've read a lot of her books recently. A couple of months ago I finished the Chestnut Spring series, really enjoyed that, definitely would recommend it if you enjoy cowboy romance. And last month I read the Gold Rush Ranch series, and that was also very enjoyable. So I cannot wait to start this one, and this is perfect timing because I do have the other 2 books in the series behind me, if I can twist round that far, and I know that book 4 I think is coming out in September. I've pre-ordered it, so again this will be the perfect time to get started on the Rose Hill series. Just looking at the back, I think that it's best friend's little sister, and it also looks like a billionaire trope as well. Both tropes that I enjoy reading, and I'm sure that I'm going to really enjoy this book. It's actually shaping up to be a really good reading month. I'm really pleased with the books that I've picked out so far. And the last book that I'm going to pick for my TBR, let's hope it's a good one, is number 13. Oh, again, doesn't feel too thick. Okay, so another romance. This is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and again, I've not read too much by this author before. I read Say You'll Remember Me a couple of months ago. That was the first book I ever read by this author, and I did enjoy it. This one is the first in a trilogy, I believe, and I think I do have book 2 and book 3 as well. So again, I think a perfect time to read a romance like this. I think you definitely, well, me personally, I crave more romancy reads in the summer, and in the autumn love to delve into those big fantasy series. So I'm really pleased that this has been pulled out. I think it's going to be a nice time to get stuck into it. I know that a lot of you guys have recommended this series to me because of how much you enjoyed it, so another one that I'm really excited to get started on. I have got actually a few books that I do want to read in August that are just sort of mood read books but are new releases. So the first one is Diabound, and this is not a new release. I do have the indie copy, but I did order a special edition from Waterstones which got some beautiful sprayed edges, and I think it's got some artwork on the end papers as well. So I'm really excited to be receiving that at some point during August. And another Waterstones edition that I've pre-ordered is On Wings of Blood. That one I know is recommended by a lot of booktubers that I enjoy watching. Their reading taste is very similar to mine. I wasn't able to grab the indie copy in time, so I'm definitely glad to be having this traditionally published version in my collection, and I can't wait to read that story. I think it's going to be right up my alley. And the last book that I want to get to, which is also a fairly new release, is just behind me on the shelf here, and that is Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings. I'm fairly new to Jessa Hastings' writing. I've only read 2 of her books so far, and that was The Conditions of Will, which I read a couple of months ago, and last month I read the first book in the Magnolia Park series, and I really enjoyed both of those. I probably enjoyed The Conditions of Will a little bit more, if I'm honest with you, but I know a lot of people have said that the first Magnolia Parks book is good, but the series apparently gets better as you read on. So yeah, excited to read this. It's a fairly short book, so hopefully I should get that done in a day or 2. And again, I love the artwork on this. The artwork at the front, it very much reminds me of Kate Moss, because in the 90s she used to date like this frontman from a rock band. I can't remember his name, but they used to be in the press a lot at the time. And on the back we have this beautiful artwork of Claridge's, which is a very, very well-known hotel in London. I actually went there last year for afternoon tea with my mum when she was 70, and it was a really nice experience. If you've not done it before, I'd definitely recommend it. But yeah, I'm excited to read this because I think it's going to be a bit nostalgic. So if Claridge's is in it, you know, having been there as a tourist, and also, you know, being fairly young during the 90s, I was probably not quite a teenager. I guess mostly in primary school in the 90s, but I definitely remember some of the pop culture going on at the time. So I'm really excited to see what this is about. Yeah, I think that I do really like her writing style, so I'm pretty confident that I'm going to enjoy this book as well. Let's just quickly recap on the 10 books that I've chosen for my August TBR. So first of all, we have When in Rome, The Baby Dragon Cafe, Divine Rivals, The Coven, A Court This Cruel and Lovely, Twisted Games, Assassin's Apprentice, 7 Summers, Wild Love, and lastly, Part of Your World. Here is the book stack in all its glory, and yeah, really excited to read all of those. I'm so happy that we've got such a variety of different genres, and again, there's a lot of books on here that I've been wanting to get to for quite a while now. But let me know in the comments what books are on your TBR for August, and also if you have read any of these before, let me know your thoughts. I'm always happy to hear from you, and I could talk about books all day. But that is everything for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos from me, hit that subscribe button because I would love to have you back. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Happy reading, everybody, and have a good reading month.